Hi, it's Millie Pearn with my HOA horror story here in Shohola, Pennsylvania. The appeal is now done. We won. The Commonwealth Court has granted the motion to withdraw that was submitted by Walker Lakeshore Landowners Association, so they withdrew their appeal, and now Judge Kameen's decision is case law. So that means for Maple Park, per Judge Kameen's decision, there are no lake assessments. The only thing that can be billed is the maintenance for the beach, because Walker Lakeshore sued our grantor for back dues and acquired our beach, and that was in 2013. And so the only thing that can actually be charged is on most of our deeds, because most of them read the same, is $10 for beach maintenance. I know some of them are $5 for beach maintenance and $5 for having a boat on the beach. Still $10. Anyway, so that's what Judge Kameen's decision is. We are not and never have been part of Walker Lakeshore Landowner Association here in Maple Park. Now, it's also case law for Pike County, so if you have an issue, for everybody else who's out there, if you have an issue where you have a discrepancy between some sort of billing and what your chain of title says, then if you want to take an issue with it, then this is the case that you'd want to talk to your attorney about. And there's one other one from back in 1982, which was Birchwood Lakes Association versus Comus, which was decided on by the Superior Court of Pennsylvania back in 82. And there was about 31 defendants in that, and they had like a $30 stipulation for maintenance in their deeds, and they won that from what I read. So that's another one that's case law. I don't know, what happened with those properties, if there was some agreement since then or something like that, but that's another one if you feel like you have some sort of legal issue here in Pike County. I know there's a bunch of deeds that have these dollar amounts stipulated, so there you go if you have one of them. So going forward, we'll see if I haven't heard anything. The Commonwealth Court just closed the docket yesterday, so I haven't heard anything from my attorneys since then. I haven't obviously then heard anything from Walker Lakeshores to see if there's any kind of interest in wrapping this up with some sort of integrity. So I guess we'll see how that works. There are no, for you brokers, real estate brokers out there and real estate agents, you need to pay attention to this. And if you know any, please send them this video, because we've had issues in the past with houses in Maple Park being marketed as part of Walker Lakeshore Landowners Association. Multiple people have talked to multiple real estate agents who have pretty much just ignored us. Well, going forward, my expectation is that these properties will be more properly marketed and sold, because we are not and have never been part of Walker Lakeshore Landowners Association. So that means there are no resale certificates, there are no capital improvement fees, there is none of that. It goes based on what is actually in their deed and what my case says, which means there is no lake assessments. Okay, so let's make sure we're clear on that, because that's been a huge issue when it comes to road maintenance, because new people coming in think they get road maintenance because that's what they're told in their resale certificate. And guess what? That doesn't count in Maple Park, because we have our own road maintenance, and then other people have to make up the difference when that house, takes an issue with paying double road maintenance and things like that. So it really is a hardship on the people around us when those properties are incorrectly represented and incorrectly sold. So I expect in the future that will be done differently. Now, I am going to change around the website a bit, since I don't need to harp on this subject anymore, thank God. So I'll put some more information actually on there about Maple Park and the lots that are in it and things like that, just to make it easier for people. And I'll rearrange things and kind of put this stuff on a page somewhere or a side somewhere on there, so that the information is available if anybody needs to look at it. But I don't think we really need to highlight this quite so much at this point in time, right? It should be done. Billing comes out in December, so my expectations are that the billing will now be accurate for everybody in Maple Park, and it'll reflect simply the maintenance fee for the beach. And I would also expect that as a corporation, their corporate paperwork will be adjusted to more properly, or I should say more accurately, represent their lack of relationship with Maple Park. So I haven't heard anything about this. I haven't heard of anybody having any kind of plans to make to wrap this up, but that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's really not that hard to change paperwork, and it's not that hard to bill according to what you're legally entitled to bill. That's what most businesses do, so I would anticipate that this shouldn't be that big of an issue for this particular corporation. What else do we got? I'd like to thank all the people that have been quietly and not so quietly supportive. It's been kind of amazing since we decided that we weren't going to, keep this to ourselves anymore. There's been a lot of people that have been on board and both, on the side and publicly vocal that this is a travesty, and really it was, and in my opinion, is nothing but abuse of the legal system at the expense of the taxpayers, because you guys all have to pick up the bill beyond what the court fees are, which are pretty minimal. I mean, they're really, you only have to pay I think $125 at a magistrate court. This really, I don't think that reflects the actual costs involved anywhere near. But anyway, so I'd like to thank all the people that have been involved and supportive. Magistrate Cooper, he did a fabulous job. He was almost spot on. Well, he was spot on 7 years ago based on the information that he got, because we didn't even have all the information then, because we didn't know what they were talking about. Judge Kameen was also spot on. He was absolutely fabulous in how he handled it, and how he, in his opinion, which was really nice to read, to actually get a breakdown of why the decision was what it was, and he was spot on that too. So that was really, I thank him for that, and we'll see what happens going forward. I mean, we won, so it's like the first time I've smiled all summer. So we'll see what happens. I'll leave the website up. I'll leave the social media and stuff all up, and just I personally think there should be a bill. From Mike Pfeiffer's office, I think there should be a bill that goes in that tries to handle these things, without every single, what happens now if the bills in December don't reflect what's legally allowed? I mean, does every single person in Maple Park really need to go to court and waste their money, taxpayer money, to argue what they bought? I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Especially if there's case law. So, I was kind of wondering if we should push for a bill. Pfeiffer's office doesn't seem to care, so I don't know if the public in general does. I mean, I don't know. If you do, let me know. I mean, if there's a big enough interest in it, I'll argue it. I'll argue for a bill, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that if I'm the only one who's really concerned about it. So let me know about that if you have any interest in that, because there really should be. There should be something that makes a homeowner association prove at the magistrate level when they file that the property that they're filing against, especially if it's for back dues or assessments or anything like that, is actually in their homeowner association. I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer type of thing, and especially with them having the right to foreclose now. I mean, they took our beach based on back dues for our grantor who never owed them anything. They took property. So, I personally feel there should be a bill about that. Pfeiffer's office has pretty much ignored my request for that. I mean, if there's a larger majority of people, or a large amount of people that are, similarly feeling, then maybe we could revisit that and use the website and the social media to kind of spread the word on that one. I don't know. I don't know the answers to that one, but I am going to reset that website to some degree and maybe just move on with living for a change. That would be nice. So we'll see what happens. And end result is my case is now case law, and there are no assessments in Maple Park. And we won. Thanks for watching.